right, welcome kings and queens. Today we are talking love and marriage DC, honey. Ooh, I got a lot to say. I enjoyed this episode. It was very much needed. Very, very much needed in the realms of reality television. And this is actually one of those times that I appreciated drama. However, I wish this would have happened on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I wish Melody would have been Ashley and Joy would have been Letitia and anybody else that wanted to step up and get that smoke. But before I jump in, y'all, I have a bit of a treat for you. Yes, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we have a special guest, none other than Ashley Silva herself, who will be in the building, honey. And we are talking about everything. Okay. It's an exclusive interview and we are doing that with Ashley Silva. And if you don't know what I mean, Do That is the name of her book. We're going to talk a little bit about her journey to healing well, overcoming depression, rediscovery of self, and of course, y'all, all things love and marriage DC. Now, here's the thing about it. You know, Ashley is a bona fide Scorpio, so I am sure she's going to keep it real and keep it 100. I look forward to this interview because I'm going to ask some tough questions, and I really feel like Ashley will be up for the challenge. So don't forget to set your notifications, and don't just set them for personal notifications. Click all so that you don't miss out on this exciting opportunity to hear firsthand what happened. How did we get here between Ashley and Joy? But not only that, who is Ashley, right? Behind the camera, and talk a little bit more about who she is so that we can get to know her as viewers. Now let's move on and get into this love and marriage DC drama. All right, y'all, let's jump in. First things first. I don't like Joy for this show. I feel like Joy requires too much. Joy, you are new to the show. Number one, you have a fake storyline. You don't want to show up if certain people are going to be invited and or filming with you. You require people to shift their environment so that you feel comfortable. No, ma'am. Who do you think you are? No, ma'am. Are y'all not reading into this? This is reality television. You are a newbie. You don't get to call shots like that. Either you show up or you don't. But let's talk about it, y'all. Now, everybody has had an issue with the Scotts, which is the other franchise, right, of Love and Marriage. The Scotts appear on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and a lot of people have taken up issue with the Scotts not putting out their real life and hiding behind alleged fake storylines, right, and placing these fake storylines in front of us. So my question to you, those of you that are tuned in, are we not going to hold Joy and Clifton to that same standard? Think about it. This is what Monique tried to do from day one during season 1 of Love and Marriage DC. Remember, she called all of the cast members and she said, here's what you can talk about. Here's what you can't talk about. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. Production didn't even learn about it until season 2. Okay. So Monique attempted to conceal the real components of what was really going on with the couples. She wanted to control the narrative of the show, and because she couldn't, she left. Now here comes Joy, falling right along in her footsteps. I'm going to take it back 2 episodes ago and then bring you to current. But are you following me? I don't care about why Joy is mad. If we peel it back, sometimes we just look at the end result. Oh, she's mad because Ashley said this. But if you really take a deep look at it, you were trying to control the narrative and come up with the fake storyline. And Ashley blew your spot up. Period. But let me take it back. Ashley and Joy got into it last week. Okay. They didn't really get into it. Let me just back up. Joy, you opened this can of worms, and I'm talking about last week's episode. You opened that Jack in the box when you badmouth Ashley to your ready-to-love friend Carmen. I'm surprised nobody has called this out, okay? Huge mistake, by the way. A few episodes back, Joy and Clifton shot a scene having lunch with Carmen. Carmen showed up as a third wheel in this scene. She didn't have a man. I guess her relationship ended with that man. So she showed up, and as they began to talk, Joy shared with Carmen that she feels like the oddball out and she really doesn't have a number two. And she guessed Reina is her number two because she's not really feeling Ashley and Alicia. She feels like she felt like Alicia is fake and phony. And being that Ashley is her friend, to her, the birds of a feather flock together. That would make Ashley fake and phony. Do y'all not remember that? Okay? Because Joy is skipping and hopscotching all over that. Baby, you brought this. You drew first blood. Okay, let me calm down. I told y'all I had a lot to say. All right? So that's where and how all of this got started. Follow me. Now, if we fast forward to the buildup of Joy and Ashley having a problem, I said Joy started this, but Carmen, who's supposed to be Joy's and Clifton's friend, and I'm going to talk about Carmen in a minute. Now, that's supposed to be your friend, Joy, okay, which I'm not sure how you made her your friend, being that both you and her were competing for your husband, okay? Your friend went back to Ashley's friend and was like, girl, and she did it in such a sophisticated, messy manner that everybody's missing the point that she got this started. Carmen threw you under the bus. Carmen told Alicia everything that you said about her and Joy. Carmen said that you didn't like them. You called them fake. Carmen repeated everything verbatim that you talked about in private. That tells me two things. If Carmen could, Carmen will push you out the show. Carmen sees an opportunity for herself. Okay. Now, how come you're not mad at Carmen? I would be ticked off if my good old girlfriend that I'm talking to while we're having lunch runs back and tells another chick what I have to say. Are y'all following me? You said it. Joy said it. And now that Ashley's calling her out on it, Joy is saying, I didn't say that. But I'm telling you what's happening. You are correct. Ashley is retaliating. She did retaliate. She blew up your spot, which is your fake storyline. You are married. So don't be mad at Ashley. Be mad at yourself. Be mad at Carmen. Because had Carmen not run her mouth, you and Ashley would not have had a problem with you. Ashley just got her lick back. She's a Scorpio. You can expect nothing less, sweetheart. Now, I am here for Ashley, period. I am. Blow her spot up. Boom. Blow it up. Because I don't know about you all, but I am tired of these manufactured storylines from the Love and Marriage franchise produced by Carlos King. We need Ashley on Love and Marriage Huntsville to blow up some more of these fake storylines. And Ashley, I really hope you don't quit the show. Now I know what Carlos mean by you are a star in the making. You are that girl for reality television. Now, I'm not going to lie. Ashley, I was not feeling Ashley in season 1 at all, but I get it now. She was ahead of her time. She was a bit direct. She wasn't going to get along with all of this fakeness that we were not aware of. Pay close attention. And everybody expects her to fall in line and go with the flow and go with the show. No, ma'am. If I show up to work and I'm showing my real life all the way down to my damn depression, me and my mom's relationship, and you get to skirt through and throw a party here and a party there and a wig line here and a wig line there, and you get to come in and skirt through and pretend that you're not married when you got a whole husband. Are y'all not seeing what's happening? Ashley's like, get somebody else to do it. So anywho, don't go anywhere, Ashley. Don't let nobody run you off the show. You leave when you're ready to leave, okay? Because you're becoming a fan fave over here from me. I can appreciate the realness. Joy, you don't get to fire shots and expect loyalty. That's not how this works. Okay. Now, Ashley is feeling a bit of remorse. I'm talking about last week's episode from sharing Joy's secret, but she's only feeling remorse because Joy is lying to her, in my opinion. And her face is like, girl, I did not say that. I never said that about you. So as a result, Ashley's feeling remorse. She apologizes. But that gears us up to this episode because I believe between the time they shot that episode until that Christmas party, Ashley was probably able to validate that Joy did say that. Okay. Let's move on to this Christmas party. But follow me with the key points. Joy and Clifton are married. Joy and Clifton have come on with a fake storyline. Okay. Why? Why would you lie about being married? That doesn't make any sense to me. And saying, well, we can announce it when we want to. It's not about you announcing it when you want to. It's about you lying to get on reality television. Now, here's my question to y'all. If Joy and Clifton did not have a fake storyline of not being married and planning a wedding and or starting a family, what else would they have to talk about if that's their storyline? Y'all think about that. Work with me in the comments. What are your thoughts? For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. A great deal of my commentary today is going to be specifically focused on Joy and Ashley because that's the boom that's going to get this series started. Now, I don't know why they have 10 more episodes. We're on episode 8, so that's going to give us a total of 18. That's a bit of a stretch, but maybe Carlos wants to go out with a, I don't know. But anywho, let me get back on track. So Reina and Joy meet. Joy shares that she's pissed off because her storyline has been exposed as fake by way of her lying about her marriage. She doesn't like the fact that Ashley didn't go with her story and Ashley told when she promised that she would. Because basically that's what it all comes down to it. I'm taking all of the fluff out. I'm getting straight to the point. Peep the expectation. Joy calls Ashley fake and said she's not really feeling her. She's riding with the Tylers, but she expects Ashley to prioritize her secret and her fake storyline about planning a wedding, although she's already married. Okay, so then the producer says, Joy, why did you lie to us? Why did you lie? And she gave a bullshit ass response, in my opinion. Girl, you cannot come on reality television lying. You must not have done your homework. Housewives try it all the time and they get exposed. They get arrested. We pull records. We do a little bit of everything, honey. That was a huge mistake. And if Ashley didn't tell it, somebody else would have. Somebody would have figured it out. Trust me. And it's not even that big of a deal. Like it makes absolutely no sense to me. But let me move on. Okay. I just feel like if you didn't want that smoke, you should not have spoken on her in the manner in which you did, Joy. Where's your level of accountability? Because you keep saying you didn't say it. Listen, sweetheart, you did not give Ashley a compliment at that lunch. You were talking shit. It is what it is. Now, Reina, here's my issue with you. Because my grandma used to say birds of a feather flock together. Girl, you knew it was a lie. And the entire time you went along with it, you were shooting these fake scenes and contriving these conversations. Oh, when is the marriage? And how come you don't want a big, and really pouring it on thick for us? To me, I'm insulted as a viewer. I'm insulted. It ain't that serious, or is it? To do that much to get a check. So that makes me look at Reina sideways. Because a huge portion of your scenes with Joy was based on this fake ass storyline. I really don't care at this point if Joy felt exposed, to be honest with y'all. What's important here is that these people are on television making shit up and getting paid for it. That's not cool to me. If you don't have anything to offer, then decline the offer declined the contract to come on to reality television. Okay? So then Joy meets with her friend, her good girlfriend that she's been friends with, I think she said about 20 years. It's a venting session. She tells her friend that she's adjusting to everything, and her friend noticed that throughout her details and her just, girl, let me just tell you what's going on, this and that, and I'm really not, and girl, me and Ashley got into it, and then, me and Clifton, and her friend noticed, which is a good friend in my opinion, because she's listening very thoughtfully. Her friend notices that she didn't mention happiness in any of this. That's a good friend, a person that can really sit there, listen to you, and also hear the things that you don't say. Oftentimes, y'all, it's not so much what people are saying to you, it's what they're not saying. So that's a different style of listening. That's a really good friend to me, in my opinion. But I'm going to need somebody to roll these tapes, because in the course of her meeting with her friend, Joy is still saying, I did not call Ashley fake. I'm noticing how she doesn't appear to be irritated with Clifton's friend Carmen for throwing her under the bus. Okay. So then they roll a recap of Joy. So Joy and her friend start to talk, and Joy says, I've been nice enough. And her friend was like, maybe you have. Maybe it's time to stop being so nice. Well, first of all, let me just say this. Joy is not a naturally nice person. Why is that important? Oh, that's extremely important. With some people, they are naturally friendly, naturally nice, naturally gentle. That is not Joy. Joy told us that I'm an asshole. So Joy is rough and tough when it comes to other women. She has to work at being nice. You get my drift? Being nice goes against her nature, her love language. So in that moment, she decides, I'm going to be my real self from here on out. And she done pumped herself up to show up at Ashley's house. The girl you saw at Ashley's house is Joy. That's the real Joy. So what production did in that moment, they were teeing us up to see the real Joy. And they gave you a B-roll of Joy being an ass to the other women from Ready to Love. Okay. Joy dominated those women on the show. She was very intimidating. She was very rude. And she also took the position that she don't really F with women like that. That she's a supporter of the men and not the women. So that's a little bit of background about Joy for those of you that are not familiar with her outside of Love and Marriage DC. Okay. And she warns us in this scene that there is no more Mrs. Nice Guy. Okay. Let's shift to the scene with the Reina and Jamie really quick before I dive into the Christmas party. Y'all, what? Okay, so Reina and Jamie, what the hell are y'all doing? What the hell are y'all doing? Is our storylines that scarce that now we sucking fingers on camera? What are we doing? That looked like a whole TikTok sketched out drama. That looked like a TikTok skit. I was uncomfortable. Were y'all uncomfortable watching Reina suck his finger and him sucking her knuckle? Make it make sense. Y'all are too old for this bullshit. But anywho, in this scene, they want to improve their sexual life. Okay. So they bring in a swallowologist. Swallowologist. I'm sorry. A swallowologist. Lord have mercy. These storylines are out of control. Is that what we're doing now? But anywho, Reina isn't pleased, based on what they've shared, Reina isn't pleasing Jamie in the bedroom sexually and orally. And also Jamie isn't pleasing her in either way. So they bring in this swallowologist to teach them the art of pleasing the art of pleasing each other. Okay. Production is a mess. Production is a mess, honey. They added the sound effects and imagery, and it was hilarious. Arena shared that she really doesn't like the way Jamie engages with her in oral sex. And Jamie retorts that Arena's performance is subpar. Y'all too old for this. Y'all too old to be on TV insulting each other. Some shit you keep to yourself. But anywho, I guess it was fun. This was a very interesting scene. But I want to give Jamie his credit. He's a good sport. I got to say that. All right, honey, let's get into this here Christmas party. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I noticed. Did y'all notice that there was security present on the scene in the Silvers household? Go back and rewind it. As the cameras are rolling, you see a security guy, big old dude, standing in the background. Now, this tells me that there's a couple of possibilities. Could it be that production knew what was going to go down? Did they know Joy was going to pop up and try to shade the hell out of Ashley in her home? Production, did you know that Joy was going to pop up? Okay, because I've never seen them show security before. This dude looked like a club bouncer, but pay attention. Joy brought her behind to that lady's home with a +1, didn't speak to her, didn't give her a heads up. Is this not disrespectful? I mean, maybe it's just me. But okay, let me go on. Secondly, you made such a big deal about Sharella coming. Okay, so Ashley actually initially uninvited Sharella to accommodate you. In the end, you decided you didn't want to go, and you failed to communicate that you had changed your mind. Okay, to show up. That's what I mean. You failed to communicate that you were showing up anyway, in spite of everything else that was working in the background. In my opinion, I feel like Joy is problematic, but maybe folks aren't seeing it because she tabled her asshole tendencies for a second. And what I mean by that, she was able to tuck in her mean girl qualities for a second. And she's able to harp on the fact that Ashley told that I'm married. You still problematic because you started it. But anywho, Ashley notices that this woman is in her home and makes a beeline for her, as you should. Anytime you see somebody in your home, your house is your fortress. Because what you're not going to do is control the narrative and the flow in my home. Now, we can do all of this mean girl stuff in public places, but you cannot bring that energy into my home. You can't boss hog your way in my home and step up in this like you're not going to owe me a hello, a heads up. Hey, I'm coming. No, ma'am. Don't ever, y'all listen to me. Don't ever let nobody play with you like that in your house. Okay? Ashley is the queen of her castle, period. So Ashley pulls her aside immediately. And I love this. I love how Ashley did not skate around the issue. We're not going to do, hello, hey, how are you? Oh, I didn't know you were coming. Hey, no, we need to talk immediately. Boo boo. We need to talk. All right. So she pulls her aside. And Joy, as they begin to talk, Joy's like, basically, hey, you burn your bridge with me. And Joy, my question to you is, why are you there? If she's burned her bridge with you and there's no coming back from that, why did you show up? Because I'm starting to believe you showed up to boss hog and be a boss bitch and to do all of that crazy stuff that you did on Ready to Love. Okay. Ashley, hold on. I think let me look at my notes so I can stay on track. I feel like Joy, okay, you can feel the way you want to feel. Okay. Like, hey, I'm not really fooling with you. I think she has a right to feel that. But where I think she went wrong and she went left is you don't come to her house to tell her that. Okay. You can't do that, sweetheart. That's a very dangerous game to play. But anywho, let me see if I can find this clip of Joy saying that. Let's see. Check this out.
already been here for a while.
Okay. Hey, baby. Hey, what's going on? So Carmen is our castmate from Ready to Love. Isn't it a putter? Oh. Now, Carmen was Clifton's number 2.
She was a connection.
Yes.
And once she realized that Joy and I had a connection, she was like, that, we can be friends, you know what I mean? So at that point, we became good friends and moving forward, and then her and Joy became friends, and she's not only a good friend, but she's a business partner.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah. All right.
I'll be right back to get your food orders, okay?
Thank you, crew. With the new peeps. You know, Reina, I love Reina. I do.
Arena's really sweet.
I actually had her say that event. She brought all the ladies together pretty much so that all of us can, come to a common ground. Ashley has her friend Alicia, and then there's Sherelle, and then there's Winter. They're all fun, but this is like me giving my feelers, right? Alicia is very messy. And my thing is, if your best friend is Ashley, you gotta be messy too.
So then basically you think Ashley's messy.
Yeah.
So Alicia's messy because of what though?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's she's Ashley's sidekick. I get it.
Oh, not the
why
sidekick.
Does a person need a sidekick? But why does a person need a sidekick?
So she's Robin.
They have been friends for most of their life. Get it, and I understand.
Oh, so they ride or die.
Oh, they ride or die.
Oh.
But see, that's the thing. When you ride or die, how much damage you gonna do together? Because I don't feel.
That means you need to watch it back.
Always. But that's why in this group of people, the only person I technically have is Reina.
But who you think is trying to be the head bitch?
So, Ashley still doesn't believe Joy. Joy doesn't believe Ashley. Now we're at a standstill. Here comes the escalation. Ashley says, I've apologized to you twice for sharing the fact that you were married. I did it because I was told that you insulted me and I thought we were friends. I cannot go back and turn the hands of time because the fact still remains. I did not lie. You are married. Why she say that? Because that triggered Joy. And in that moment, Joy started that bravado, that body language, the when you start putting your fists in your hand and hitting them and stomping your feet. So that escalated by way of body language. Ashley continues to remind her, hey, listen, I don't think I can apologize to you enough because you're sitting here clapping and stomping, and that's not what I'm here for. But I can go there if we need to. Joy, after hearing that, says, okay, listen, there is no friendship moving forward between the two of us. We're not doing that. We can, what do they call, chalk it up? I think that's what she said. But we're not friends. We can be cordial, but we're not friends. Again, Joy, my question to you is, why did you show up at that woman's house knowing you felt that way? Y'all could have had that conversation anywhere in a public place. Very dangerous game. Go into somebody's house to let them know how you feel about them. Okay? And here's why I say it's dangerous, because most people will pop off in their own home if they feel like you're trying to check them or disrespect them. That leads to Ashley calling a spade a spade. She tells Joy straight up, hey, don't forget. And while we're at it, since we're exposing everything to be truthful, because one thing I'm not going to do is lie. She didn't say all that, but I'm just adding. I got to spice it up. So she said, and while we're talking about it, don't forget, I'm the one that brought you into this show, on the show. And you have yet to acknowledge that. You haven't even given me a head nod, a courtesy thank you, no acknowledgement. And not only that, you've allowed folks to think that it was Reina and Jamie that brought you on the show. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. In full transparency, had Ashley not said that in a moment, I was already under the impression that Reina and Jamie brought Joy onto the show. Did y'all know it was Ashley? Because I didn't. I felt like Reina took full credit for it. Okay? Child. Now, this is, in my opinion, where Joy went from 0 to 100 real quick. I feel like Joy has an issue with people exposing the real on reality television. Her demeanor completely changed. And then they shoot a scene. So they show her amped up. They show her triggered. Her demeanor changes. But then they transition to the confessional. And then Joy shares that, first of all, in her confessional, that's not the way you ask for a thank you if you did want one. Hold up, Joy. I have a problem with that. Why does she even have to ask you for one? That's a huge problem. So this woman pitched you for a show, no different than anybody recommending you for a job in corporate America. And you mean to tell me your mean ass couldn't even say thank you? Y'all look at this outside of reality television. This is just common courtesy. That should tell you the level of meanness that Joy has. It's no different than referring you for a job. Yeah, you got the interview, you there. You didn't even send a thank you text. Child. You've been on this show for months. And this lady pitched your name over and over again. Okay. And please don't say, some of you that are tuned in, well, if you do something from the goodness of your heart, then you shouldn't expect anything in return. No, ma'am. I expect a thank you because I would give one. I don't know what this world is coming to. Like, we can't even give each other basic thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Okay. So this is where they go at it. That really opened up a can of worms. They start to go at it. And when I say there was no backing down, believe me, honey, there was no backing down. Now, I did enjoy this back and forth. I rewinded that scene probably 3 or 4 times. I had to put on the closed captions because I did not want to miss a word. I kind of enjoyed it. Okay. Joy mentioned that she doesn't have to be there. First, she says, you know, that you want this show. You need this show. And Ashley was like, you do too. We both do. We both wouldn't be here. And Joy says, well, I don't have to be here. Don't do that. And Ashley goes, well, then you can leave. You can leave. Woo, child. Joy's picking up her stuff and her little candy cane. Y'all saw that? Saw that candy cane, that big old candy cane. So Joy's getting her stuff, and as she's getting her stuff and moving to go, she's saying, and don't you ever say you made me because you didn't make me. Ashley never said she made you, Joy. She said she pitched you for the show, and you didn't even have a common courtesy to say thank you. That's it. She never said she made you in Clifton. Stop exaggerating. So Joy is yelling through Ashley's home, calling her all kind of bees and child. That's why you don't let folks in your house who you don't F with like that. Period. Because let me tell you something about people, especially women. When women fall out with each other, you gonna learn everything that they've been feeling about you. Either you're gonna learn it directly or indirectly. Most times it's indirectly, right? Shit they're gonna talk about you to other women. Now here's the thing. The reason why it came to a direct confrontation is because Ashley got wind of the indirect shade that Joy was throwing behind the scenes. I think Joy had become accustomed to bullying other women, intimidating other women. And they backed off from her on Ready to Love. And Ashley reminded her ass, hey, I'm not them. I really need you to understand in this moment, I am not any of those other women that you have made feel some kind of way. Okay? Oh, Lord. So it escalates. They're getting amped up. Joy says, nobody knows you. Here it goes. Joy said, and by the way, nobody knows you. Nobody knows who you are. They only know your husband quick. Now, Joy, I felt that was a little low blow, but I get it. In the heat of the moment, we're going to say what we got to say. And if the truth be told, Joy, I really didn't know you until I saw you on Ready to Love. Now, let me ask y'all something. Is Joy a big household name? And maybe I just didn't know about her traveling the world and singing. Like, is she this big household name that we were supposed to know? Because I did not know her. Second thing is, I cannot stand when women try to insult other women that are married to two successful men and say, don't nobody know you. That's because she's busy being about her business as a mother and a contributor to her household. Okay? She's busy overcoming her hurts and her pains, writing books, talking about her real life by way of depression. She's busy working through the shit that has imprisoned her in the past. Maybe if we can get a little bit of your storyline to figure out who you really are, because we really don't know you. I don't, outside of singing and seeing a few clips. Maybe if we can get just a little bit more of who you are and who Clifton is, then I can probably fairly assess if you should have made that statement. But until then, baby, don't nobody really know you. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Hold on, y'all. I lost my place. They take it outside. So they're at the door and Ashley's like, Joy's like, I'm leaving. Ashley's on 10. Ashley is ready to go there. They get Joy out the house. She's steady calling Ashley all kind of bees. Reina goes out to check on Joy. This irritates Ashley a bit more, okay? And that's when I noticed Carmen. Joy's +1 was Carmen. Here's where it gets tricky. The questionable dynamics that are in place right now. If I were hosting a Christmas party in my home and a woman comes to my home after leaving me under the impression she don't really mess with me like that, she comes to my home after telling me she's not coming. She shows up anyway. She brings a +1. She doesn't speak to me, but she's in my home, okay? I pull her aside. She storms out because things get heated between the two of us. She storms out to leave. Let me tell you what's not going to happen. None of my people are running behind her. I can promise you that. My best friend, my good friends, nobody's running behind her. So I get what Ashley's saying in that moment to Reina. Wrong tone, right message. Okay, Ashley, I wish you would have had that conversation a little bit later after you cooled down. But I understand the ask. That's all I'm saying. Now, on the other hand, if one of my friends did see her out, they are probably ushering her ass out before things become real serious and get really real. Now, I don't like what Joy is trying to do here between Ashley and Reina, okay? And it started earlier on in the season, but y'all didn't catch it. When she was like, I'm team Tyler, I'm team this, I'm team that. Why are you trying to conquer and divide and conquer between the two? Joy has introduced a wedge between these two. And y'all are only seeing it right now and saying, well, Ashley's jealous. No, she's suspicious of Joy. She sees her coming a mile away. So Joy starts to say, oh, she's jealous of us because we're real friends. That's what I'm saying. I don't like that. I don't like you introducing toxic and drama between these two women. Keep it between you and Ashley, okay? If you are that girl, Joy, you wouldn't have to say a word, because if what you're saying is true, then Reina would see for herself. Reina comes back into the house. She's able to find Ashley to ask her what's going on, and Ashley is amped. She's pissed. She's not trying to hear it. She's like, Reina, I don't want to hear it. You don't go check on her. You stand up for me because you are my friend. And Arena's like, hey, hold up. Wait a minute. I'm checking on both of y'all. Now, Ashley, you were wrong in that moment. Right message, wrong tone, wrong time. I feel like that could have been a different conversation at a different time. It would have gone over a little bit better. You could have told your friend later, a day or two later, hey, friend, listen, that really hurt my feelings. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here's the thing. If you don't pay close attention, you're going to miss the bigger picture. Follow me. Ashley has said in season 1 that she's not big on letting new people in by way of friendships. She gave us a bit of her story earlier on in the season regarding her dynamics between she and her mother. They do not have a close relationship because her mother abandoned her at an early age. And not only did her mother abandon her, her mother justified it by her maturity level, by looking at Ashley as a 16-year-old. And because she was a bit mature, probably in her mental development, her mother said, well, you were a grown woman at that time. Completely abandoned her emotional needs. So this is what I mean by follow me. Now that she's moved forward by opening up with her relationship with Reina, and Reina went outside to check on Joy first, the real issue that Ashley's having is feeling abandonment in the moment. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But I am giving you the foundation of what's really happening so that you can look at this from a different perspective. What are your thoughts?